Licorice Pizza, it might sound really gross and disgusting, but believe me, this movie is anything but that. Delicious. Mwah! Let's talk about it. 1, 2, 3, 4! PTA, baby, let's get him that Oscar.
If you love me, you really love me!
Hey everyone, welcome to Mr. T's Film Preach, and if you're a film lover like I am, and you learn from films as much as I do, then you are in the right place. Click like down below and subscribe to my channel. Also like this video, and while you're down there, comment below. What did you guys think of Licorice Pizza? Thank you so much for joining me in on that conversation. And while you're here, if you want to check out the rest of my reviews from 2021, you can click on that playlist right up there. Today we are talking about the 2021 coming-of-age comedy, romantic comedy, Licorice Pizza. Written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, this film is set in 1973 in Los Angeles. It takes place sort of in high school, but also in the Hollywood scene. It follows a young high schooler, 15-year-old actor named Gary Valentine, who is falling for and pursuing this older woman named Alana. And the two of them meet and they have this connection and they start to be friends and they see where things go. And it's really a coming of age story set in this time period, mixed into the view and the lens through Paul Thomas Anderson's eye. He has a whole wide range and different variety of films that he has done. He has a certain tone and feel, and it is no different with Licorice Pizza. Probably his most obtainable, his most accessible, his most down-to-earth film that he's maybe ever done. It feels a little bit of like Punch Drunk Love, a little bit of Inherent Vice, and a little bit of the look of Boogie Nights kind of mixed into this rom-com coming of age, and it just works so well.
Where to be seen.
So how'd you become such a hotshot actor?
I'm
a showman. That's what I'm meant to do.
To the seats with the clearest view.
Alana Haim and Cooper Hoffman, the son of Philip Seymour Hoffman, are amazing. Wonderful up-and-coming actors that are just starting out, and I really like that they had some fresh faces in these roles, and I love the relationship between the two, the friendship that brews, the courtship that happens. They're both charmed by each other in this film, and you see the strengths and the weaknesses of both the characters and why they complement each other so well. I love the dynamics of the relationship that the two have. So powerful between these two actors. I thought they did a phenomenal job. Gary as this very mature kid in high school, and Alana as this kind of immature adult, sort of stuck in the middle of nowhere, where Gary Valentine is this entrepreneur and this actor and this showman, and he's really good at ideas and then executing them and trying to be a businessman and a hustler. Like from the start, I was sucked in with the story, the way that they were introduced in the lineup at school for a photo day, and then just how that takes off into this meandering, winding road of an adventure between these two characters that ultimately is a love story, but it's told unconventionally. It's got really interesting characters, wonderful little short cameos from other random actors in it, like Sean Penn, Bradley Cooper, just pop up for 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes in the film, and then they're gone. Just kind of spice up the film and add such great depth to the main two characters that we are following throughout this story. And I love the interactions they have, especially with like Sean Penn and Bradley Cooper as these sort of famous, well-known Hollywood elites. It's so well done and very smart and very creative way of telling his story.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Do you know who my girlfriend is?
Barbara Streisand?
Barbara Streisand.
Sand.
Sand, yeah, like sands. Like the ocean, like
Barbara
beaches.
Streisand?
No, like Streisand.
Sand.
The dialogue is wonderful, but also I just am a sucker, I guess, for coming of age films and discovering yourself and what that looks like. You think you're gonna go there, but you end up here. And I just love the themes that this movie shows, like first love, what it's like to fall for someone and be committed, finding each other throughout life experiences. This might not be the cuppa, as I like to say, and I get that this may not be your brand, but for me, this is eye candy. This is, as a film lover, maybe one of the best films he's ever done. It's for sure one of his best written movies. It's one of his best looking films. It's one of his most romantic films, a hangout movie, a chill time, a fun ride, but it also is a deep looking at two characters falling in love, looking back in the past fondly at the nostalgia of that time. And in America, where that culture was in 1973, it had a lot of depth to the movie as well. And I so appreciated that it wasn't just a surface film. Even if the plot isn't very solid and it kind of takes a winding road to get to tell this tale by the end, it is engaging the whole time. It is so much fun, and I love spending time with these characters in this specific world. I absolutely love the soundtrack of this movie. It wasn't like just the 70s and they just did like, you know, the top 10 songs of the 1970s, and there was some actual really interesting choices with the soundtrack, with the songs, with the score that I really loved. Cinematography, the long tracking shots that PTA is known for, the beauty of his scenery and his shops, and the locations that this movie takes place in, the costumes, the lighting, the warm lighting that the actors have on them. It's so vibrant and it pops off the screen and it really gives a unique look to this film. Just the whole atmosphere of the film and the tone is just wonderful. A couple of the things that I just didn't like, and they're very, very minor. This movie was about 15 minutes too long. That being said, I'm not sure where I would cut this film or where I would trim some stuff out, because everything was really geared towards building our characters and getting to know them more, see their struggle, where they're going, why they made those decisions. But I think it was just over 2 hours and 15 minutes. That was a fairly long runtime for this kind of film. The other thing is the whole 15 to 25-year-old. Should they be doing this? Seems pretty wrong. Gross. But this movie is so charming and so lovable, and the characters just pull you in and suck you in from the get-go, and you fall in love with both of them. You're annoyed by both of them, but you want them to be together. I ended up forgetting about the age difference, and ultimately I accepted the movie for what it was and was trying to say, and I loved the ride it took us on. The logistics of getting into it, opening up that door handle, getting into the car, felt a little uncomfortable at first, but I dropped it eventually, and it was phenomenal. PTA, I salute to him. He is such a great filmmaker, one of my favorites, and he actually crafted, I personally think, one of his best films out of his whole career so far. I would put this right up there. You know, Boogie Nights is probably the threshold, the bar. Right below that, There Will Be Blood, and then I would put Licorice Pizza right behind it. I'm gonna go ahead and give Paul Thomas Anderson's Licorice Pizza an A. Yes, it is for sure one of my favorite films of the year. What did you guys think of Licorice Pizza? Let me know in the comments down below. Did you love this movie? Did you hate it? Is PTA in the conversation, getting nominated? And is he gonna win? And while you're down there, click like and subscribe to my channel. Come back and check out some more reviews like Spider-Man No Way Home, Dune, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Thank you so mumuch for joining me today on Mr. Teach Film Preach. Have a great day, everyone. Stay healthy out there. Stay focused. Stay awesome. And as always, let's get taught.